And we are live, guys. Welcome to another live stream from the Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. In the last few weeks, or maybe a few weeks ago, I had the opportunity of teaching my kids how to ride a bike. And I'm going to compare that experience because I was pretty flippin' good at it. And I'm going to compare that experience to your success because it's completely comparable. First of all, those kids would never learn how to bike or get on a bike if someone didn't tell them to get on a bike, okay? The first thing that you need to do, in my opinion, in order for you to get the success that you desire, is to get a flippin' mentor, okay? You have to allow yourself to be led. Allow yourself to have someone who knows what they're doing help you out to get what you want faster. Me telling them that, you know what, we need to go and rent some bikes and teach you how to ride a bike. Okay, I got 3 kids, a 10-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 7-year-old. All 3. It's time for them to learn how to ride a bike. We've been traveling all over. I've never had the opportunity to teach them. Today, we had the opportunity on that day. So we go. And now we've rented bikes. Now they have to ride a bike. Okay? That's principle number 1. You need someone to get you on the bike. Okay? What is your bike? Where are you going? Which leads me to principle number 2. The most important thing that I tell them when they get on the bike, obviously they need to turn the wheels, right? They need to turn the pedals. But before even that point comes along, I told them to look up. Because what kids tend to do when they get on a bike, they're looking down at the pedals. And they need to figure out the pedals. It's kind of like when you're going to drive a car for the first time, you look at the pedals. You're just like, what, there's 2 things down here? Like, which one is the brake? Which one is what? Okay? That's not the first thing you need to take a look at. Although it's quite important too in a car. But on a bike, it's just pedaling. You know what I'm saying? The first thing that I told them was you need to look up. And you need to look where you want to go. Because you will take your bike where your eyes are fixated. Okay? I had this experience when I was 16 years old practicing how to drive during the winter in my mother's Jeep. Okay? And I took a turn too fast and we were gonna crash, okay? But automatically, somehow, natural ability, I don't know what it was, I turned my head in the direction that I wanted to go and naturally, my hand just went in the correct motions so we suddenly found ourselves being back on track. How did that happen? It was because I looked where I wanted to go. If you've had any kind of similar experiences, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. This has not just happened to me when I was 16 years old. I've driven in Norway during the winter like a lot of years, okay? So this has happened to me multiple times and I always fixated on this is where I want to go and things end up turning all right. If you look at the tree or if you look at that bar or if you look at whatever it is that you do not want to hit, very often that's exactly what you're going to hit. This is people's problem. They're looking at the problems. They're looking at where they don't want to go. What do you want for your life? I don't know. I just know I don't want that. Well, it's time for you to begin to think about what you do want. Because if you're only thinking about the things that you don't want to have happen in your life, guess what you're going to get? It's a universal principle. You get what you focus on, and if you're focused on the negativity, if you're focused on the things that you do not want, like for example, I don't want to be addicted to prawn, okay? I don't want to be stuck in my house and be addicted to prawn. You're focusing on where you don't want to go, okay? Guess what you're gonna get? You're gonna be addicted to prawn for a long period of flipping time, okay? Right? So your attention needs to go towards where you do want to go. Not only does it change your entire mindset, you become positive. You become fired up outside your brain because you are already with the anticipation that you're actually going to get what you're looking at, what you're focused on. That gets you fired up. If you're looking at the thing you don't want, you get depressed. And you're like, I don't want that. But I'm still looking at it. You got to look up. So that's what I taught my kids. That was the number one thing. You got to look where you want to go, and you have to look up. Don't look down at the problems. That's very often what happens when you walk on the street. If you're a person who looks down on the street all the time, that means you're thinking. That means you're thinking a lot, which means you have a lot of problems. The people who are out there with their chest, forward, and the shoulders back, and they're like looking at the opportunities, looking at this and that and the other. Awesome. Instead of looking at the ground being depressed. Okay? You got to look up, and you've got to go or look where you want to go. Okay? That was principle number 2. Principle number 3 is you need speed. Okay? You need momentum. What do you think happens if I don't tell my kids that they need speed on the bicycle? Exactly. They're going to be like, boom, and then just fall over. I don't want them to fall over. Yeah, but it's scary to pick up speed. This can go wrong, and that can go wrong, and I can fall over, and I can hurt myself. Well, that's the risky business of actually learning how to ride a bike, okay? You either learn it or you'll never ride it. So you've got to take that leap of faith that, okay, I'm going to speed up this process a little bit, although it's scary, although I don't have the confidence, although I'm not ready for whatever's happening my way, but I need speed. Do you want to do this slow and painful, or do you want to do this fast and fun? Slow and painful, fast and fun, okay? You have to realize that this is a principle in your life right now. Are you choosing to just dabble and just poke your toe in the water, or are you deciding to jump in and get wet, okay? And get down and dirty? Are you picking up speed and momentum in your life by doing the 80-hour work week and actually making things happen in your life and not having time to do all of the crap that you used to do in the past because you've changed your environment now? You are now a ballistic missile, massively creating momentum in your life, and you don't know anyone else in your near circle who is working as hard as you, who is thinking about success more than you. You are different. You are following the Men of High Value channel, okay? And over time, you're going to develop speed, you're going to develop momentum. The kids need this when they start riding a bike. And so I tell them to pedal faster. You need to go faster, okay? Do they need to go a lot, is it possible for them to go too fast? In my opinion, not really, okay? Like, them going fast actually is a representation of their confidence levels. If they're going slowly, that means that they're unsure and uncertain about themselves. Is it possible that they will fall off the bike if they're being overconfident? Absolutely. But then they'll learn a valuable lesson, okay? Valuable lessons need to be taught, and nature will, fulfill its course, but it's my job to make sure that they're safe, right? So, but in general, for you, you need to pick up speed. Now, today, do something immediately after you finish this video. Whatever it is, just do that one thing that you've been procrastinating a long period of time. Maybe, for example, it's making your resume and application ready for you to apply for 20 jobs or 50 jobs or 100 jobs tomorrow. Have you started the process? Get 3 jobs, start working 80 hours to move towards getting a side hustle on the side of those 3 jobs, and then replacing all those 3 jobs with your side hustle over time. That's the next step for the vast majority of you guys, okay? Leads me to step number 4, whatever number I'm on. You need a mentor, okay? That was number 1, but it's also number 4. You need a mentor to hold on to your shirt. Why do I say that? Because that's exactly what I did with my kids once they started to learn how to ride a bike. What do you mean? So they're bicycling, right? Okay, I've told them to look up, look where you want to go, and then pedal as fast as you can. Okay, let's go. And what do? I'm their mentor, running besides them, holding their flippin' shirt on the back of their shirt. Okay, like right here. making sure that if they fall, I've got them, okay? If at any point in time they go too slow, or they get worried, or they can't turn properly, or they can't brake, or whatever happens, I'm there to catch them. One time, my son, my youngest one, okay, he's the one that I'm struggling with the most. He's just 7, so I got to give him a break. The first 2 learned within an hour. Every single time that I taught them. They had never touched a bicycle in their entire lives. My oldest and the girl, they managed to learn how to ride a bike in an hour. So proud of myself, okay? I'm responsible. I did that, okay? But they did a great job as well. The number 3 kind of struggles a little bit, okay? He's learning very, very quickly, but for him, it's more like 3-4 days, okay? But the first day that he was learning how to ride a bike, at one point, he was moving directly towards a trash can, and he literally hit the trash can with his bicycle, but I held his shirt, which meant that he didn't face plant into it. And he didn't, okay? You need a mentor. Why? Because that face plant could have scared him from bikes forever. And he's like, I don't want to learn how to ride a bike. And he could have continued to say that for years and years and years on end. And then he'd become embarrassed that he doesn't know how to ride a bike, etc., etc. Maybe. Who knows? But the point is, having a mentor there who holds your shirt makes sure that you don't quit. And if you do fall off the bike, you won't get, very injured, okay? It won't be spilling blood everywhere as a result of you collapsing on your bike because you went fast and because you were trying to do your best learning how to ride a bike, okay? That mentor is crucial. One, to get you started, but also to make sure that you don't, get hurt massively, okay? And also that you don't ever quit. Because quitting is rule number 1. Okay? If you quit, then what was the point of learning a lot in the first place? That means that you started a trajectory of learning something and then you quit, which means that trajectory, that exponential growth that you were beginning to form meant squat. That's when you're beginning to waste time. There's no such thing as a waste of time if you are a fine finisher. If you finish what you start, then there's no waste of time, okay? This is like men who break up with women. In my opinion, they're giving up. You should never get together with a woman in the first place who you are not willing to commit to for life. As rule number 1, do not get with a woman ever, do not sleep with any woman ever that you're not committing to for life. Because once you have a woman that you've committed to for life, you need to be a fine finisher. And make sure that you always stick to it and never, ever give up. Now, am I saying to you that you should be practicing monogamy and get a girlfriend tomorrow? Not at all. Actually, I'm telling you, run the opposite direction for a time until you understand the concept of 3 in love as taught on this and the Women of High Value channel, link in the description. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so I can teach you these things about women and also about consistency and getting your foundational aspects for success right the first time so that you don't have to become a millionaire and then lose it all. So you don't have to, struggle even when you're successful. There's tons of guys who are successful, they've got lots of money, but then they suck in their relationships. They suck in terms of people skills. And they basically don't have the quality of life that they could have had even though they've got the money. What's up with that? That doesn't make any sense. The point of life is to get joy, bliss, and happiness. That's when you are an ultimate success. But you might as well have that together with money, together with multiple women who commit to you for life because you understand what you're doing, and also just in general so that you can enjoy your life. That's what matters. Nothing else really matters. But they do matter because they're going to affect your joy, bliss, and happiness, if that makes sense. I hope you enjoyed the way that I described me teaching my kids to ride a bike. I just found it fascinating that the principles are the same no matter what scenario we're in. Begin to observe life from these perspectives that you can learn anything in anything that you're doing. I'm fired up for you guys. I'm fired up for your success. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.